Hey guys, happy Monday. Hope you had an excellent weekend. We are going to talk about kind of what we talked about on Friday. So on Friday we graphed some inequalities. Um, we made little dash lines or solid lines, and then we shaded one side of the graph. Well, we're going to do the same thing today, only we're going to do systems of those inequalities. So instead of graphing one of those lines, we're going to graph two of those lines. But the concept is pretty much the same. So instruction wise, it'll be real fast, and there's not really anything new to pick up, except for we're going to talk about what your solution set looks like. Okay, so let's say that I had y is less than um, 2/5 x plus 3, and y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 7. Okay, so now we have a system because we have two inequalities, right? And so when we talked about systems, we talked about how we could graph them, eliminate them, solve by substitution, right? We can do all those things. Well, since these are inequalities, we're going to graph them always, okay? Because we're not just finding one point where these lines cross when they're inequalities. We're going to find all the points that are shaded completely, right? So we're not just talking about, hey, here's some points where these lines cross. We're talking about these are all the points that would make these two equations, or I'm sorry, inequalities true. Sorry about that finger on the lens there. It was like kind of a smudge. Okay, so let's talk about graphing, right? So, need a graph. That's probably better than that one. All right. Okay. So the first line, we'll do the first one first. Starts at 3 on my y-axis here. Right there. And then the slope is 2/5, so it's going to go up 2 and over, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. And then up 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 2 from there. Like there. Sure. And then we look at the inequality. This time it is not a greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, no equal to. So we need to dash that guy. And try to keep yours straighter than I made mine. And then we're going to worry about shading last. Let's graph both equations. But I am going to use different colors so you can kind of see, okay? So the second one, I'll outline in brown here, starts at -7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the slope is 3, so it's going to go up 3 and over 1. Up 3 and over 1. 2, 3. And I do want these things to cross. So I'm just going to keep going until I see a nice cross. It's a little low. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. So I know my equations are kind of in the way here. Oh, I should have said this out loud. That one's going to be solid because it has our solid line underneath here, right? And I think what I'm going to do is just rewrite those equations over here so they're not quite in our way. So y is less than 2/5 x plus 3. That's the blue one. And then the brown one is y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 7. All right. Okay. And then we can just kind of get these out of the way because our lines are kind of going through there, right? All right. Better than it was. I'll take that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and graph both, I'm sorry, not graph, shade both of these lines, okay? So we still need to shade both of them. We'll do the blue one first. And I noticed that it does not go through 0, 0, so that looks like an excellent point to choose. So I'm going to test 0, 0 here. So 0 for y, 2/5 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. So, I wrote 0. 0 is less than 3. So is 0 less than 3? It seems that it would be. So my test point was here. It was true. So I'm going to lightly shade the blue line where 0, 0 would be, which in this case is below the blue line. Now notice I still want to be able to see my brown line. So don't go crazy, like I said on Friday, so that I can't see stuff anymore. You don't want that. That's bad for you. All right. And then my brown line also, I noticed, does not go through 0, 0. So that seems like a great test point again. So if I plug in 0, 0 is greater than or equal to 3 times 0 is 0, minus 7 is negative 7. So 0 is, in fact, greater than or equal to negative 7. So again, 0 was a true statement. So now when I shade my brown line, I want to shade where 0, 0 was, which would be this side of my line. And you can notice how this looks kind of crazy, right? But there is a section of my graph here that is getting double shaded. It is in this sector right here, if you notice that, right? Some of it only works for the blue line. Some of it only works for the brown line. But some of it works for both. That portion of the graph is going to show our solution set to this system of inequalities. These are the points inside of here. I'll call it the purple region. And we'll kind of do one of these guys. All right. Those are the points that if I plug them into both equations, I'm going to get a true statement. So as you notice, 0, 0 is in our double shaded region. Well, that's the point we tested. So of course, it was true for both statements. So that makes sense. If we were to try 1, 1, that would also look like it gives us true statements in both equations. So somewhere is always going to be, well, not always going to be. We should talk about that in a second. But there may be this area that gets double shaded. And in that case, those are the points that are my solution. Now, obviously, you don't have to write all these down, just like you didn't have to write down all the points when you graphed them normally on Friday. This graph is just going to be our answer. All these points that you're showing me. So we need to make sure our lines are in the right spot. They're solid or dashed correctly. And they're both shaded on the right side. And then we'll see this double shaded part. Okay, now, sometimes, let me get rid of this monstrosity. Sometimes we may not have a solution here. So, for example, we might see something. I think this purple marker is dead. Oh no, it's all good. It just didn't work very good in there. All right, you might see something like this. It's not fantastic. Okay, and let's say we had let's go with y equals 1/2 x plus, I'm sorry, not equals, y is greater than 1 half x plus 4, and then y is less than 1 half x minus 3. Okay? So let's say we have a situation like this. Well, 1 half x plus 4 starts at 1, 2, 3, 4, goes up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, and I could go, kind of go backwards if I wanted to. Okay. And it looks like it's going to be dashed because there's no solid line underneath. So I'm going to go dashed here. And it's very not straight, but that's okay. I'm sure yours will look much better than mine, right? And then let's go for the other one. It starts at negative 3. 1, 2, 3. And it also goes up 1 and over 2. And I'm sure that you guys already noticed that these are parallel lines because they have the exact same slope. So even though we don't have midterms, I'm sure you guys are going to remember all this stuff that I taught you because it's very important. And we still might have finals. And we definitely have an air test that no one's canceled yet. So we'll see how that goes. Less than, no equal to sign. So dashy. And they kind of look parallel. All right, now check out what happens when we shade these ones, okay? If I take the first one, and obviously I think 0, 0 is probably my best bet. So if I plug in 0, 0, let's see, that's going to be 0 is greater than 4. Now 0 is not greater than 4. So on the red line, I don't want to shade down here. I would want to shade above, up in this region. And now the green one, I'm going to try 0, 0 also. See if that one works. So that's going to go 0, 0. And that will give me 0 is less than 1 half times 0, 0 minus 3 is negative 3. And 0 is not less than negative 3. So that gave me another false statement. So the green one's going to get shaded on the other side. And notice what happened here is there doesn't exist anywhere where these are double shaded. And I can already hear you guys talking as you're sitting there at home. This is my no solution, right? This is where there's no spot where the two shaded areas will intersect. So therefore, we have no solution for this system. There's nowhere that exists that would give me a true statement in both my inequalities. Okay? So in the most part, it's the same stuff. We're just doing it twice. And then we're kind of checking out what's going on with the double shade and stuff like that. All right? Yeah, cool. I think we're good. Let me know if you guys have any problems. Tomorrow I'm going to give you some more practice with these. Probably something interactive so that it can give you a little bit of feedback. And then we're going to review and take our test on Friday, like our unit test. And that will probably be the last one for the quarter because I think we're just going to do some couple things right here the week before Christmas and then jump into our most important stuff when we come back from Christmas. All right? I'll see you guys later. Have a good Monday.